the legal team, Geek Sensei, Raven, Sam, Mr. Blitzstick.
You three, man.
Yeah. You man about that.
We are live, guys. I'm Jay, one third of the Cyber Nerds.
So I'm Mr. Blitzstick.
And welcome back to the TCN Gaming channel. Today, yes, it's that time. We've got Kratos is back, God of War Ragnarök, combat and enemies elevated. So, for everyone who didn't think the combat and the enemies were, bad enough in the first game, we're just upping the levels because, it's Ragnarok. It's the appropriate thing to do in this situation. Now, the appropriate thing for you to do in this situation is subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up, and press the notification bell so you get notified every time we're dropping bangers just like this. And also, just know we're going to be live streaming these games and uploading them onto YouTube. So make sure you are following all the appropriate channels. Let's dive into this.
If you enjoyed this video, check out our TCN community where you'll get private Discord access to join us in chatting about all things movies and trailers, participate in our debates, and even submit your own requests to which ones we watch. You also get access to our full movies, anime, and series reactions.
From a combat perspective, I always, and I still feel like the meat and potatoes of any God of War game is combat. My name is Roberto Clemente. All my friends call me Bert. I'm a senior combat animator here at Sony Santa Monica.
My name is Kim Wynn, and I'm a gameplay animator.
Hi, I'm Sabra, and I'm a senior VFX artist on God of War Ragnarök.
My name is Grace Pan, and I'm a gameplay animator in God of War Ragnarök.
Hi, I'm Stephen O'Hara GBA, combat designer on God of War, and I create interesting and memorable creatures that players like to attack and defend against.
As an animator, you gave life to characters. You make them move, you give them personalities, you give them weight.
My role as a VFX artist is to put the power behind a move. You are in control of fire and earth and water and wind. Whether you are throwing your axe or on the receiving end of an enemy spell, VFX is what really gives the movement and the danger to every move that a character or enemy makes.
I work really closely with the design team and the tech art team on this project specifically. We actually work a lot with camera, along with the guidance of our great camera team, so I find myself doing fight choreography sometimes.
One of the most challenging parts about being a combat designer isn't the technical implementation of creating a creature, but it's really navigating that line between frustrating and engaging. We want to make something that makes players lean forward and focus and really try hard against that enemy and feel good about overcoming that, but we don't want to make them feel defeated if they can't figure something out.
And then it feels rewarding when you win, not because it was impossible, but because it was fun and engaging.
After the last game, we've heard the community cry out for more mini-bosses, bigger creatures, and enemy variety, and this time we really leaned into that. So in God of War Ragnarök, you're going to be traveling to all 9 realms, and each realm is going to have like its own theme of enemies that are very unique to that space. For example, in Alfheim, we're familiar with the Dark Elves, but this time around we're going to be fighting Light Elves, such as the Light Elf Warrior. One of the key learnings from the last God of War game is we don't have to think about the camera and how close combat is going to feel. We already have that knowledge, so we can build upon the close camera that we have, and we can iterate on enemies, creating more interesting scenarios.
That's why I loved it when he grabbed that thing and spun.
In the last game, Atreus was just starting to fight alongside Kratos, and he was learning from the master tactician. So in this game, he's trying to prove himself a little bit more, and we built upon those mechanics with him.
The previous God of War, Atreus was still a kid, right? So he has a lot of dependency on his father. And for this game, you'll see Atreus moving more independently on his own as a companion.
He can help you get lost, I'm not saying.
In regards to VFX for Kratos, I think what the players really love is the powerfulness of it. When you are playing as Kratos, you really do feel like the God of War. And moving into Ragnarok, we want to really make something bigger, make it stronger, make it more of a spectacle. You want them to be like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that the Blades of Chaos could get even better, but look at that.
As Kratos gets more powerful, he's going to have access to newer combos and newer abilities that will increase the combat depth of each weapon. For the Blades, one of the moves that I really enjoyed from previous God of Wars is the combat grapple, and we're going to be bringing that with a new twist.
I'm very excited for players to try the blade grapple traversal moves. That brings so much more speed into the movement and the dynamic feel to it.
One of the ways we've expanded Kratos combat this time around is we've given more utility and choice to his shield loadout.
If you are a parry person, you could really go for a shield that gears towards parrying. If you're a big blocker, then you could choose a shield that will really match your playstyle.
One new mechanic or element that I'm really excited about is these combo finishers. Building up the stun meter this time around is going to lead to different ways to basically decapitate the enemy.
You're going to be able to choose, which weapon you want to have when you kill a guy.
No way!
Another feature that we've added for Kratos is his new pre-fall attacks. You could jump off a ledge, and if there's an enemy below you, you could slam down on him.
There's such an emphasis on verticality in some of these fights that it's super engaging. And as Kratos, now that you have so much mobility and that you can also take advantage of that verticality, I think it just adds such another interesting layer to a fight.
In God of War Ragnarok, we've enhanced the Kratos and Atreus duo. He's going to initiate a little bit more, be aggressive. He's going to fight alongside you, and sometimes even surprise you with his combo abilities too.
Some of the new expanded companion actions that you'll see Atreus do leverage the fact that he's older now, he's bigger now. And he's different from Kratos, so his magic has a different flavor.
Oh my goodness!
Not only that they fight side by side together, there are also a lot of mini games and player interaction moments. For example, like the puzzle systems and the set pieces. You definitely will see a lot more collaborations between father and son.
Sam, no, you're gonna fight both. You're fighting both, bro.
There's so much that goes into building a big set piece. You basically iterate and iterate and iterate, and it takes testing and just seeing what works to really figure out the personality of something. Basically, every department gives it their all to make things really spectacular. There were a lot of different times that I would look back at God of War games just through the ages before 2018. There were so many amazing, huge boss fights and set pieces that it was a huge inspiration for me on my time on this project.
Our design philosophy for creating new and memorable enemies is basically making them a combat puzzle, similar to like chess, and focusing on the chess pieces. Each piece has its own theme and its own use.
You need to be able to see what's happening in an instant and be able to react as the player.
There's a couple of different ways that we go into making an attack very readable for the player. Sometimes we add a signature audio cue, or we'll add the different rings, such as what we did in the last game, that lets you know that this attack is unblockable, you need to dodge it.
There's so many different ways that VFX really helps not just show what an enemy is about to do, but show who the enemy really is.
Everything you design has to be surrounding the essence of the character and a story. It's what makes it believable and memorable in the first place.
I think what I'm most excited about is for players to experience the diversity of enemies that this game has to offer. You will be fighting everything from small little creatures to things that will take up the entire screen.
All of their designs run the gamut. I think each one looks so much different from the next one, and each of them have their own play styles and their own little fantasies that go into it. And so I think if you are really into Norse mythology, you'll be very interested to see how Sony Santa Monica has taken some of these creatures and interpreted them for God of War.
Everything that goes into the game, there's emotion behind it and intent behind it, and by the time it gets to you, everything that you've seen that you're going to play and experience has been sweated over, bled over, tested, and is fun to play.
Punch your freaking. Oh, flipping.
Man.
PlayStation. Been pre-ordering this. I mean, if there was one time I told you to pre-order a game, this would be it. I even see someone's mum asking.
I'm not telling you. There should be no discussion about. There should be no discussion about pre-ordering. There'd be none, zero.
Bro, some people just need,
Some people need what?
Need to know, innit?
Nah, bro.
There's a reason why everyone is cleared their way in November, because this is stupid.
If you own a PlayStation, this is a required purchase.
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you buy the PlayStation, Sony should just start building in the price of God of War into the console, and then when it comes out, they just ship it to you. Or like, you don't even need to put, bro.
Yo, that would be legit.
Bro, it makes sense, bro. Like, when you're buying your console, it's like, yo, what edition? You the God of War edition? Do you want the Uncharted edition? And then that's just who you are, bro.
Yeah.
Bam, there you go, fam. Because this is required playing, fam. Like, you got a PlayStation, you ain't playing God of War. Take it back. Go get an Xbox. Go get something else, bro. It's one of the only. It's probably the only exclusive you have to play.
Yeah.
Like, this is gaming. Like, this is it. This is it.
This combat. I always like combat in my games. Them just elevating to a whole new level. Them just verticality. What? Where? Why?
I love that they've done that, and I want to know if it was a design choice to leave the Blades of Chaos as a grappling hook out of the first game to have it in this game like this. Do you know what I'm saying? Because I didn't even realize that in the last game you couldn't jump off something and then just smash on the ground.
Yeah.
Anything. No, but once he said that, I was like, oh, he's got moves that propels himself off the ground and lands, but he hasn't got any that he just jumps and does it. So, including that, I think sick. Having it now, you can add the elemental to the weapon and use it, as opposed to it just coming through when you're using a weapon. So I think that's going to be sick, bruv. And I love what they've done with the shield as well.
I was going to say the shield as well.
Yeah, go on. Let me go on.
The fact that they were like, you can either be parrying or actually blocking. Hopefully there's like maybe another kind of art to it. That, for me, that's actually pretty legit.
See, the reason I like that, because in the last game, it was that, but it was a bit more basic. It was like, oh, if you want to use the shield, use the shield. If you don't, because they have builds for that as well.
Yeah.
And that was how I was playing. Like, bruv, I don't block. I'm going to roll. I might try and evade, but I'm full on attack. And I like how they're
blocking.
But sometimes when you have to,
you can parry it, you know.
Bruv, listen, I'm moving forward. I'm moving forward unless I can't. But no, but I like what they've done here, because now it inspires, man. Because now I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna parry, but I could build a shield that is an ultimate block.
Yeah.
Because like I said, bruv, I only block when I have to. So if I'm gonna block now and I've got a shield, I'm building it and I bet you they're gonna have the runes and the bits in there for me to have a shield that maybe it does once. You know what I'm saying? Your block is greatest when your health is low.
Yeah.
Bam.
Okay, yeah.
So now I might have an ultimate shield when I'm on 20% below HP. That's what I need. That's what I need.
Yeah.
And they're giving it to man. So yeah, I love that, bruv. I love it.
And even just finishes as well, saying that now you get to choose what weapon finishes your opponent. Oh, that's actually kind of amazing as well, because wasn't it before just
depending on what you did, depending on how you killed them,
right?
Yeah.
So it was like one of those wolf things who would just always rip its throat.
Yeah.
It was one of those root guys who would just always like tear them apart or whatever. So
yeah, I'm T-Max.
T-Max, yeah.
I'm T-Max.
The blades off.
I know. But when I see man sticking both blades into something, I'm gonna do all this.
Bro.
It's
and
got to be
the on one side and chopping on the next.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
It's
a lot, but nah, yeah.
Jeez,
just the thought behind it, sounds pretty good. So, yeah.
Nah, man, loving everything we're seeing about, and we ain't even. And I love how they left the story. Like, you man know what's happening. Thor's there. Yeah, it's the end. Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Just give us the combat, man. We're not too far away from this, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you're pre-ordering this to the subscribe button, fam. That's what you need to be doing. Do that. Hit the subscribe button. Drop your comments below. What are you? Team Axe, Team Leviathan Axe, Team Blades of Chaos, Team Atreus? Let us know in the comment section below. And like I said, make sure you're following and subscribe to all appropriate channels so you can watch all of our God of War gameplay, trailers, everything. Other than that, I'm Jay, 1/3 of the Cyber Nerds.
So, Mr. Blitztech.
See you on the next one.